My history with Banksy is such. I became a Banksy fan just before the Banksy bandwagon took off. My friend Caleb is a stencil artist, and so he's been a Banksy fan for forever. And when I became interested in stencil art when I met Caleb, 3.5 years ago, Banksy's been super popular for like two. Um, I, I met him. I became really interested, and I became a huge Banksy fan. He was my favorite. Actually, he was my favorite artist at the time. And I also kind of liked Shepard Fairey. However, I wasn't super impressed with his aesthetic. I like it a lot more now that I understand it better and understand where it came from. And I actually like his aesthetic more than Banksy's aesthetic, but I'll get into that in a sec. So um, then when Banksy's movie came out and all the questions of his legitimacy arose, I stopped liking him as much for a while. In fact, I started disliking him for a while because I thought, well, he's putting up these pieces and he's claiming that they're illegal, but they're not. And he's tricking everyone. Then I realized that he never claimed that they were illegal. There's never really anywhere where he says, I do this illegal piece and I do this illegal piece. Yeah, he does illegal pieces, but that doesn't mean that every piece he does is illegal. He's more of a public installation artist. So I ended up recounting that decision and deciding that, I do like Banksy's work. He's really witty, and a lot of the things he has to say are really genius, and he's really into social change, but more in like a psychopath kind of way. Um, and it's he has like extreme like social concerns, brinking on the point of paranoia, and so I enjoy it for that reason. And meeting a bunch of street artists, I've met people who have hung out with Banksy, and every story I hear is always the same about how he's this really paranoid guy who's like a genius but really paranoid, like a Albert Einstein type figure. And Shepard Fairey, I've seen him speak a couple times. I've met him at a couple art shows and things like that. He's actually really humble when you talk to him in person, but he was really interested in just hanging out. Like he wants people, he likes that people like him, and he wants to encourage that, and he wants to garner the support of the art community and kind of bring it all together. Every time I've seen him talk, that's his main point, is that the art community should all be coming together. We shouldn't be hating on one another. We should all be helping one another because that's all we have. I mean, we don't like other people hate on art enough. We don't need to hate on it ourselves. And so I really like Shepard Fairey for that reason. He is probably the single most inspiring person that I've ever listened to speak. I remember I saw him at the downtown library, and he just had a lecture, like a conversation with the director of Beautiful Losers, who I also met, who's also a really cool guy. And it was the most inspiring conversation that I've ever listened to. So I had this whole extra part recorded about online dating and courting people through Tumblr and stuff. But I think I'll save that for tomorrow because this video already ended up being pretty long. And I have a lot of work to do, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.